George Clooney, obviously the actor and activist who has been spending so much time over the last couple of days talking about the crisis, the humanitarian crisis in Sudan, has just, we are told, gotten arrested. He is there at this protest with his dad, Nick, who was a longtime anchorman and at one point ran for Congress. NAACP President Ben Jealous is there. Martin Luther King III is there. A number of congressmen, including the Virginia Democrat Jim Moran. He and the other protesters accused Sudan's president, Omar al-Bashir, of starting this humanitarian crisis by blocking food aid from getting into the mountains there, the Nuba Mountains. That's in the country's border with South Sudan. And there you see his dad, Nick Clooney. Obviously, we're trying to get in there. There you see Ben Jealous, the head of the NAACP. And so we're going to keep following this for you. But again, a big protest outside the Sudanese embassy today with George Clooney, assuming, and I'm pretty confident of this, that he'll be able to get himself out of jail if he is taken to jail. He is going to be on Meet the Press. But there we see him. He's actually handcuffed, walking over. We don't know if there's trespassing charges involved here or exactly what's going on. But they knew, I think, going on, because this is private property, that there was a chance that they would get arrested, that they would get handcuffed, that they would actually be charged. Obviously, a very interesting kind of photo op. Having said that, you know, George Clooney has spoken very eloquently in the past about the power of celebrity and his feeling that it's incumbent upon him, for all the success that he's had and all the money that he's made, to use that celebrity in a positive way, in the way that some of his close friends like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie have done with their own work. Angelina Jolie, obviously, as a UN ambassador. And the Sudan is a crisis that he really believes needs to get a lot of attention. And he's been very impressed with the president's personal efforts as well. And his understanding, he says, that we have a real humanitarian disaster here. So the group had a sign up called Sudan Stop the Weapons of Mass Starvation. George Clooney, his dad, the head of the NAACP, and other notables under arrest right now, with a huge amount of attention being paid to it. We'll follow it for you right here on MSNBC. Yes, George Clooney is under arrest. It was something he anticipated in going to the Sudanese embassy to draw attention to a humanitarian crisis there. Here's what he had to say just a few minutes ago.
The second thing we are here to ask, it's a very simple thing, is for the government in Khartoum to stop randomly killing its own innocent men, women, and children. Stop raping them and stop starving them.
And that starvation, a very big focus for aid organizations that have been trying to get in there along the border of Sudan and now South Sudan and get help to the people there along the border. We saw earlier Clooney and his dad, Nick, being arrested, as well as Ben Jealous, the head of the NAACP, Martin Luther King Jr. III. You know, again, this is something that George Clooney has felt very passionately about. He believes that as one of the highest paid and certainly one of the most famous actors in the world, he can really draw attention to issues like this that would otherwise be ignored. We'll have more on this throughout the day here on MSNBC.